John Stark was a Revolutionary War officer who shares a story very similar to that of Benedict Arnold early in the war. John Stark was a member of Robert Rogers' Rangers in the French and Indian War. The modern-day Army Rangers are based on this group. He then fought in some of the most famous battles of the early American Revolution. He fought at Bunker Hill and served with distinction during the battles of Trenton and Princeton, where Washington famously crossed the Delaware River on Christmas Day in 1776. John Stark had built a reputation as a great combat leader. He was brave, and his men respected him. But there was a problem at the time in terms of promotions. The higher positions of the army, like generals and the like, were all chosen by Congress. Which means promotions were more politically motivated and less merit-based. As the politicians were representatives of their states, they were worried about all the top-ranking army officers being from one specific state or a geographic region. The politicians from Massachusetts didn't want all the generals to be from the South, and vice versa. So this became an issue for John Stark. Several other people who were beneath him in rank were promoted over him. As he felt this was unfair, he resigned his commission and went home. When he went home to New Hampshire, he was given command of a militia, and with that rank was given full independent command. Meaning no one could tell him where to go or what to do. He took this newfound freedom, recruited around 1,500 men, and went on the attack. He confronted the British at Bennington, winning a great victory in which Stark's men killed or captured 15% of the British army in that area. During the battle, as John Stark was rallying his men, he is supposed to have said, "We'll beat them before night," or Molly Starks, his wife, a widow. Before the Battle of Bennington, John Stark was asked by Philip Schuyler, who was a general in the Continental Army, to join him and assist in the main army's objectives. John Stark replied back, "Stark chooses to command himself." John Stark was a man who believed in independence, but had also chosen to subordinate himself and fight in armies and obey orders. But when he was passed over for a promotion, he decided that he would not let Congress be the decider of his fate. In going his own way and commanding his own militia, he was able to make his own rules, and do what he thought was best. Where he wasn't beholden to ask for permission to do what he thought was right. But unlike Benedict Arnold, he did not betray his country. He understood that yes, people make mistakes, and no system is without flaws, but he believed in the cause, and regardless of personal grudges, he was going to serve his country. John Stark kept his values and morals intact, and found another way to be of service outside of the traditional army. We can all learn the lesson of commanding ourselves as John Stark did. People will close doors on you, people will get in your way if you are doing anything remotely important. This is part of life. You will need to confront obstacles. But there is more than one way to deal with it. You can keep hanging around with your friends who bully you, or you can find new friends. You can keep trying to get the man or woman who clearly isn't interested, or you can look for someone who really cares for you. It is also important when doing so that you do not lose your values and morals. Don't stoop to anyone else's level. In order to be someone who can have his own command, you need to have proven yourself. Know when you aren't wanted or undervalued, and work to find an alternative situation where you are valued. You have to take this advice with the most humility, as John Stark was a very good battlefield commander and had fought in victorious battles. If you are just getting criticism from people, it doesn't mean they hate you, or they are stupid and wrong. We should be able to take honest criticism. To command yourself also means giving a true, honest assessment of yourself, including your faults. So when you feel like you are being rejected, ask yourself if you have done anything incorrectly first, as even if you choose to leave that group, it's better to correct a mistake with a new group of people. If no job will hire you, maybe you need more skills. If you cannot find a significant other, maybe you need to make some changes. But there will come a time when you may need to just walk away. Remember, if a group of people are clearly pushing you away, command yourself, keep your dignity. There's more than one way to accomplish your goal and be of service.